It's not an orgasm, Jon. Like, it's not like getting off, but like sexual intercourse. John's like, yeah, flick that clit, girl. Like, no, there's other like benefits, I'm sure. It's probably also just like connecting with your partner.
You don't fucking know.
You're right.
You don't know.
You know
You're
what?
not the healthcare professional.
And welcome back to Give It To Me Straight. I'm Alex.
And I am Jon.
And we're your
gracious
host. When did we even start doing that?
I don't know. Sometimes like I feel like we have something we do in the beginning and then we forget to do it.
What?
I guess somebody told me like we stopped doing gracious host.
I think that was only like once we did it.
Or the more passion, more energy.
That's a new thing.
More passion, more energy. More passion, more energy.
I still don't think that's how it goes.
And communication.
We stopped doing communication for a long time, but we're going to bring it back today.
Well, we'll just throw it around, just like randomly.
Just like throw you off. Like you never know when we're going to say. It's not one of those things that you could just plan.
Right.
It just happens when it happens.
You never know. We might be on, we might be off. It's just like every podcast episode.
That's life, You
never know. So
we're just like dynamic, really layered people. So you never know.
Oh, we're so deep.
You never know what version of us you're gonna get.
I'm definitely a mystery. Like you never know.
Such a mystery.
That's why you're so attracted to me.
Yeah. I can never tell when you're gonna be in a bad mood. It's crazy. So Jon, how was your weekend?
My weekend. Well, I had a boys trip in Houston.
So you can't say that I never do anything nice for you. Also, because I drove you to the airport at 4:30 in the morning.
We're not even going to go there. I literally brought you to the airport 4 different times. Bachelor party, girls trips to Mexico.
I went on a bachelor party.
Bachelorette party. But you do stuff or you go visit people and you always choose the 6 a.m. flight. This is the first time.
But that's nice. Going so early is nice because then there's no traffic to LAX.
We're not even going to get into this whole bringing people to the airport
You're
thing because I
welcome.
got so much shit for it one time when I was like in this podcast.
Oh, if you're a longtime listener, you know.
Either way, I always drive Alex to the airport. You're the only one that I'll do that for.
And I drive you.
This is your first time doing it. Don't act like you've done it.
Because you don't
so many
plan
times.
trips.
Well, we planned this one. Well,
Yeah.
kind of.
So how was it? What'd you do?
Nothing, really. We went to a bunch of bars and drank. I feel like next time I do a guys trip, I really need to like center around like an event or like a football game or like a soccer match or something.
I think it's less about scheduling it around an event and just being prepared ahead of time, looking into where you're going, seeing what activities and excursions and things that they have to do. I'm sure like anyone from Houston could tell you what you could have done in Houston, but you just went unprepared.
Per usual. But
at least you had some bro time.
But my buddy John, I got to give him props. He won a Stein holding competition.
Remember,
you know what a Stein is?
You did one.
I did.
You did one.
I got cheated. Out of first place. No, remember? The guy fucking had his arm bent.
And he was like holding.
His buddy was holding his arm.
Yeah.
I thought I was a shit. I held it for like 5 minutes and then I told John that. And this is so funny, by the way. John had we called him Golf Dad because he's wearing like this long pink shirt and like these blue pants. Like he was going golfing and we're like out at the club or whatever.
Why'd you put air quotes around club?
Because I just felt like we were the old ones at this bar. Like,
was it a club?
Probably not. I don't know. Like a bar.
John's
brewery.
at the club.
The club. Everyone's dancing, whatever. But anyways, John won. He came in first place out of like 30 people and he held it for 8 minutes and 13
if you
seconds.
did a Stein holding competition, it was probably a bar, not a club.
True. I don't even know if I've been to a club.
You probably have.
But that was cool. Yeah. So we did that. And the only other thing is we played football on the beach, which I haven't. When was the last time you hauled off and did a sprint? Like an actual sprint by itself as an adult?
On a treadmill, sometimes the Peloton classes will have you do like a hit. And
I feel like that's different though than like
no,
outside.
It is. Yeah.
Like I was running away from the defender.
God. Actually, remember when we were living in New York with my parents? I want to say it was probably like the year that we got married or the year before. We would run sprints.
Oh, that's right.
In the gravel.
You're right.
At my parents' house.
I almost hurt myself.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I just feel like my arms are moving faster than my legs. Like I'm just so uncoordinated now. It's crazy.
Sprints are good for you though. We should probably run more sprints.
Probably. But it made me think of Top Gun when they're all like playing football on the beach. I was like, yeah. What's that One Republic song?
I'm not gonna.
Right now.
Give
me the line.
You felt like that?
Yeah, give me the line.
You guys all out there? I'm sure it looked very different.
What's the line in the song? Do you remember it? No. Something right
I
now.
don't worry about it right now. Keeping dreams alive. 1999 heroes. Hey. All right, moving on. I'll talk about my weekend now.
Yeah, sorry.
I had a great weekend because I did all the social things ever. I got out of the house a lot. I think too, I don't like when you're out of town, I don't want to just be alone because then I'll just be sad. And so I just had like a very packed weekend of like hanging out with friends, which was really nice. So
you literally did all the things. You did
Yeah.
so many things. And honestly, I'm glad you did because it makes me like happy knowing that I don't have to do it either. And you kind of like got it out of your system.
I don't know if it's out of my system per se, but like I'm good for the week.
You're like good for a while.
Yeah. Like I got brunch with my friend who just moved back to the East Coast, brought Kobe there. And then Instagram had a Halloween party. So my friend and I dressed up as Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I was obviously Travis Kelce. And then
She looks like T Swift.
oh my gosh, doppelganger.
It was crazy.
I was like, we have to go as Travis and Taylor because you look like Taylor. So
It was just like
that was nice.
This is like her first time going to like a Instagram
event.
Yeah.
And then and I went to San Diego. I saw my cousins in San Diego, which was really nice. Yeah.
That's
It was just a
crazy.
good, nice weekend.
I say that's crazy that's
because
so
I
sad.
did so much.
I'm exhausted listening to like what you did over the weekend. Like, good for you though.
It was very fulfilling. And then I
Like
had a really nice Trader Joe's
You
haul.
made your outfit for the Halloween party.
Yeah.
I'll give you props.
DIY. I mean, I'm making our Halloween outfits too.
For what?
This Halloween. I don't know what we're
What
doing.
are we doing for Halloween?
I don't know, but we have to do something just because like, we need to dress up.
I don't think we have to.
I think we do.
Maybe. Okay.
Guys, can anyone
If
guess
there's
what
something
we're gonna
cool
be?
to do, sure. I'm not just like dressing up to go to the bar. I hate that.
Why not?
Boring.
Well, we could just dress up and stay in our house.
Okay. I can do that.
We'll figure it out.
But
So what else happened during the week?
well, I would like to apologize to all the viewers out there, not the listeners, because I don't think it happened to anyone just listening to the podcast, but for everyone watching on YouTube, we had this glitch that we could not figure out what was going on with it. And I think it was like a software update. But
Yeah, Premiere Pro, you know what I mean? Sometimes it just shits a brick and you just can't win.
So like we upload for like Tuesday mornings, like early morning, and we wake up and we're seeing these comments like it's glitched. And we're trying to figure out, and it was like 7 hours of us trying to figure it out. And we couldn't do it.
The annoying thing is like when you upgrade like your software, it's usually to get rid of bugs, but sometimes they haven't worked out other bugs that come with the new software. So
It's not the first time, I don't think.
no.
either.
I mean,
Yeah.
Premiere is notorious for that, but
But it's not user
will I
error.
switch? No.
No.
I will not.
No. So we were dealing with that for like 7 hours. I'm like, oh, I was just so annoyed. And then Alex like, you know what? Let's go to happy hour. Let's like just go to happy hour and just get out of the house. I'm like, you know what? That's a great idea. And then I look down at my phone. And I see I got a call from Spectrum. It actually said Spectrum on it. And I look at the voicemail.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it is. I'll show you. It says Spectrum in capital letters. Spectrum.
No, it did. Well,
So
I guess,
Spectrum's our internet provider. And before I go into it, 2 weeks ago, I got a notification saying my bill, my monthly premium's going up by like $40 or whatever. Like the special when I signed on ended. So I actually called them and asked if they had any specials or deals going on. They said no. That was 2 weeks ago. And just like ironically, they call me back. I didn't answer, leave a voicemail. And in the voicemail, it says, hey, we're running a special with Target where they're going to pay for 50% of your bill per month. Call us back. I'm like, oh my God, perfect. So I call them back, and Alex and I are now on the way to happy hour. And I'm on the phone with them. Long story short, basically, I had to pay the first 12 months up front, which whatever, that's fine. And then like I get the discount. So I say, sure, do that. They run my card. And then they go, hey, just so you know, your first payment, you have to pay with a Target gift card. And that is where I lost my mind.
So I hear Jon yelling at the people on the phone. He's like, I'm not paying you with a gift card. And as soon as, because it wasn't on speaker, and as soon as he said gift card, I was like, Jon, it's a scam. Like, hang up the phone. And he turns to me and he goes, Alex, not everything is a scam, okay? And I'm like, no, this is literally a telltale sign. Like they say gift card, it's a scam. And then he puts on speaker and they're trying to like de-escalate. And they're like, no, sir. Like you could get your gift cards from like your local CVS, Walgreens.
Let me talk to your manager. Let me talk to your manager.
John's like, let me talk. And I'm like, John, please hang up the phone. And so they definitely did not hand the phone over to the manager. It was definitely the same guy or like his buddy sitting next to him.
They're like, boop, 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 boop.
So long story short, John, I made him hang up and I was like, call Spectrum back, like their actual number, see if they answer. And then, yeah, they weren't running a promo. It was a scam. But the good news is they didn't actually scam us because we would have had to pay them with the gift card. So John only didn't get scammed out of laziness.
But it ran our card though.
Well, it ran our card, but just because it was like a voice activated system. So like if they call you and they get your voice, so John like gave his name and the address over the phone, they were able to like, what is it called? They were able to
voice recognition,
make that charge on John's behalf because his voice, whatever. So we had Spectrum turn off like voice activation or whatever, voice approval. I don't know what the word is, but
scum.
But yeah, I just think it's funny though that like you didn't get scammed, not because like you didn't think it was you realized it was a scam.
It was the principal then wanting me to do
you were
the
more
gift
like,
card. I was
no,
like,
I'm not
you.
going to Target or CVS to buy a gift card.
These people are like the scum of the earth. Like instead of doing something legally and working hard for something, like how can I just cheat some other people out of their money? Like these fucking rats.
I just want to give a PSA though to anyone. If a provider or a company or your credit card or anyone calls you, hang up and call them back. Like they're never going to call you asking for information or for a deal. Like you learn this.
Okay,
like, this is
you act
common
like
knowledge.
Oh, no, it's not.
Yes,
what do
it
you act
is.
like you know everything about like
TikTok taught me.
Scams?
TikTok taught me. Watching scam videos are so entertaining. Like people messing with scammers.
They're too long. I can't. I just like. I don't watch anything. Like I don't think I fully watch a full video. I'm the person.
You don't. Your attention span is a legitimate squirrel. Like if we're laying in bed and I'm like, oh, let me see like what John's feed is. Like I'll like lay over and I'm like, okay, let me like watch. I'm like, how do you even watch anything? Because
entertain me
within the first 3 seconds.
You get entertained. That's true. You have 3 to 5 tops.
Not even yours.
3.
0.5.
Right.
You don't even watch it for a second. You swipe through reels and TikToks, I'm sure as fast as you swiped right on all the females in Raleigh.
It's a numbers game. Let's get into the
questions.
Yeah.
So guys, before we get into questions, let's talk about the Beverly Center. If you're based in LA, we would love to see you in person.
November 1st.
November 1st. We officially have a date. So it's going to be a fun time. I hope.
Beverly Center. It's in Beverly Hills, I'm assuming.
Beverly Hills, Beverly Center. We'll post on our stories too with some information because you have to buy tickets, but I think they're only like $10.
Yeah, it's nothing expensive.
Nothing crazy, but we'll have food, we'll have drinks, and we'll have fun, which honestly,
That's
like,
true. There's a little
what
open
else
bar
do you
going
need
on,
than
I
that?
think.
And like, we'll be there. And like, we want to hang out with you. And we want to see your beautiful faces
Ask
in
us
person.
questions, talk to us, whatever you want, you know?
But we will be reading Beverly Center specific questions. So if you guys want to ask us questions, if you're coming to the Beverly Center, you could go to our website and there'll be a specific box for you to ask questions that we're going to answer while you're there. Guys, I can't wait to see you.
We'll see you there.
Yay. And this week's episode is sponsored by Vegamore. Are you always trying to do right by your body? Well, when it comes to hair and scalp health, finding a product that works and is made with clean ingredients can be a trade-off. But with Vegamore, I get products that are clean and give me visibly healthy hair and a scalp. With Vegamore, I can have visibly thicker, fuller, shinier, longer hair without the harsh stuff. Every cute pink bottle of Vegamore products is 100% cruelty-free and never contains potentially harmful chemicals like parabens or hormones. Give your hair the power of the little pink bottle with Vegamore. We personally love the Grow Revitalizing Shampoo and Conditioner Kit. And for an unlimited time, Give It To Me Straight listeners get 20% off their first order at vegamore.com/straight with code STRAIGHT. That's VEGAMOUR.com/straight, code STRAIGHT for 20% off your first order. Vegamore.com/straight, code straight.
And this episode is also sponsored by DraftKings. Step into a world of nonstop action on DraftKings Casino. Play classics like blackjack, roulette, and slots, plus exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. New customers can get a deposit match up to $100 in casino credits when you deposit $5 or more. Download the DraftKings Casino app now. Sign up with promo code GIVEIT, and new customers get a deposit match up to $100 in casino credits when you deposit $5 or more. Only on DraftKings Casino with promo code GIVEIT. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. Please play responsibly. In partnership with Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. All games regulated by West Virginia Lottery. In Connecticut, help is available for problems gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. 21 plus. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. One per opted and new customer. Minimum $5 deposit. Max match $100 in casino credits, requiring one-time playthrough within 7 days. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/players choice. Restrictions apply.
This episode is also sponsored by EveryPlate. Hoping to budget your food expenses this fall? Get more bang for your buck with America's best value meal kit, EveryPlate. No hidden fees, just great value week after week. Only pay for what you need with pre-portioned ingredients. With the fall season in full swing, EveryPlate makes mealtimes easier without compromising on quality. Enjoy recipes with the highest quality ingredients, including sustainably sourced seafood. EveryPlate offers 26 tasty and affordable recipes that change weekly, so you'll never get stuck in a cooking rut. And even more delicious options with up to 22 convenient sides, lunches, snacks, desserts, and more. Save time on those busy weeknights and get started with EveryPlate for just $1.49 per meal by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code 49GIVE. I'll say it again. Get a meal for $1.49 by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code 49GIVE. That's up to $110 value.
So we have a listener responses to a question this week. Goo came up with a good idea. He took some of the responses, put it in a hat. This way we can open it and then we both talk about it.
What's more fun than like a surprise response? Right. Pulling it out of a hat. Okay, so let me read the question that we posted on Instagram. And you guys, every Sunday, we're going to post a question on Instagram. So if you want to tune in on Sundays, give your response. We'll read it and it'll come up on the following week. Okay, here we go. Is it okay to flirt harmlessly on a girls' night out? Does my boyfriend need to know every time I flirt with someone when I'm out with the girls? I love him, obviously, but sometimes when I'm out, I want to have some harmless fun that isn't physical. Is that fine? Let's see. Let's see what the people say.
All right. Every relationship has a different line. As long as it doesn't cross yours, go off, sis.
That's true. Like, what are the boundaries in your relationship? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. You're cool with it?
No. I mean, because
What's harmless?
Right. Because I do think that, like, I don't know. Like
a little attention, feeling like you still got it.
Also, who starts it? Because I just think that there's like intention with flirting with someone. So like I would never go out to a bar, see an attractive guy and pursue them.
If someone says something to you.
If someone was like, damn girl, you're beautiful.
Like,
I'm going to eat it up. Thank you. I'm going to eat it up, of course.
I respect that.
Am I going to reciprocate and be like, you're hot too? No, because my boundary is like, my husband is the sexiest man that I've ever seen.
But you're also not going to be like, scenario, you say, you're hot. I'm not going to be like, no!
No, exactly.
Don't even look at me.
Stop right there. I mean, although when I was when we went to that one bar in Santa Monica, this guy was like, well, what are you ladies drinking? Let me buy your drinks. And I go, No, and then I was like,
I would be cool with you.
I should have gotten a free drink.
You should have gotten the free drink.
I know.
I would get
especially there. Those drinks are so expensive.
It comes down to your relationship and if you're confident in each other.
But again, I would never be like, and that's just me, because I wouldn't feel comfortable if you were flirting with a girl and who you were attracted to. You know what I mean? I think it's like, I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's fine to just.
I'm
be
on
like,
the
oh
same
my gosh,
page with you.
Thank
with
you.
That. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You're so kind. Leave it at that.
So we basically just answered this question, but I guess we're going to keep going through these
Yeah, no,
responses.
I want to see what everyone else says.
Make other men jealous of your man, not your man jealous of other men.
Make
other men jealous of your man, not your man jealous of other men.
Right. Yeah.
So like, is that saying like,
it's being proud of like your man, like again, and being like, this is my man, and other men are jealous of you because you're with me, as opposed to like making you jealous of other men, like me getting attention.
what's the
from
scenario?
women.
Tell me.
We're out.
Who's the one getting hit on in this scenario?
Like me.
You. Okay.
Me. And I'm with you. There's two scenarios here. So it's making your man jealous of other men.
Just say partner because it makes it easier for me.
Okay, partner. So it's like, again, if I'm getting hit on from other guys and I'm like feeding into it and I like it, you would then be jealous of those guys. You'd be like, why the fuck are you flirting with my girl? Why is my girl flirting back? And it's like, no, I should be trying to make other people jealous of you.
So like you're making out with me or something?
But like in this situation though, it's like your man's not around. Like, but I guess again, it'd be like, you're just so proud of like the relationship that you're in that like no one can cross through that boundary.
So this person's basically saying, don't flirt with other people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that was so challenging.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I
have to talk
explained
to
that
Goo
right.
about these. I was so confused by that one. Sounds like you have low self-esteem and need validation from strangers. Work on yourself.
And again, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily low self-esteem because everyone loves to get a compliment, but the fact that you are flirting back, like, yeah, what's the intention behind flirting? You know?
In the question, is she like, I want to go flirt with people, you know, or is it like...
She said, I want to have some harmless fun that isn't physical. Is that fine? But is that harmless?
Yeah,
Emotionally harmless?
There's something to be said about that response, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
something missing.
Because I think that like that also crosses into like the emotional cheating. Like even just saying I want to have harmless fun that isn't physical. Like, okay, but talking with someone isn't physical, but you could still be emotionally cheating on someone without it being physical.
True. I think there's a line in this, and it's a thin line. You have to be very careful.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like where I'm at with that.
Right.
But definitely get free drinks.
That's where the line.
That's a definite.
I think it can be harmless, but it is a slippery slope.
Right.
And also
in
just
conclusion,
recognizing why you feel the need to flirt. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Shall we get into questions?
Let's do it.
Okay. My partner had a bit of a hoe phase before we met and got into a relationship. We're now 2 years in, and every now and then I have this strong feeling or doubt that he truly wants a relationship. It's hard to tell if just one partner for him is enough given his past. I need some advice. I think like his past is in the past. Like he's dating you.
To be honest, I don't think that's for everyone. Like the past is in the past, but is it? Some people can just be like moving on. This is a
But they've been dating for 2 years.
Right. I mean, should the past be in the past? 100%.
I don't think that you should assume, though, that like he doesn't want to be in a relationship with you because he had a past of hooking up with a lot of people. Like if he's showing you that he wants to be with you, trust him.
Right. Has he given you any reason why you shouldn't trust him? So I just think anyone's past, unless they're doing something that makes you feel a certain way, like you can't harp on that. It's just going to eat you alive. Like you're just going to have to let go a little bit.
Right. I think you have to recognize like what your relationship is. And if he's not doing anything to give you those signs, then I think you just have to trust that he's committed to you.
Once again, if you're fucking ask him, like I would hate to like, if I have this gnawing feeling or like something that's bothering me, like I have to talk to you about it. Like I wouldn't just like, let's see how it goes. Like, no, we're going to talk because it's going to make the relationship worse.
Sleep around and fuck other people, let me know.
Right.
But you also like, I don't know.
Don't waste your time.
You don't want to like just, be stuck in a state of assuming something if it's not true.
Right.
Next question.
As a reminder, this podcast is sponsored by Vegamore. Let's chat about Vegamore, where you get products made with clean ingredients that deliver visibly healthy hair and scalp. What's even better is Vegamore's value kits like the Grow Essentials kit, where you get to try more than one fantastic product at great savings. When you sign up for a monthly subscription, you save even more and you never run low on the products you need to care for your hair. The key is consistency in your routine for your most beautiful, healthy looking hair. I use Vegamore Grow Hair Serum daily and my hair and scalp are flourishing. Here's a fun fact. Vegamore sells one bottle of growth serum every 15 seconds on their website. That's how good this stuff is. Give your hair the power of a little pink bottle with Vegamore. For a limited time, Give It To Me Straight listeners get 20% off their first order by going to vegamore.com/straight and use code STRAIGHT at checkout. That's vegamor.com/straight. Code STRAIGHT. To save 20% on your first order, vegamor.com/straight. Code STRAIGHT. Elevate your hair and your scalp healthy with Vegamore.
And as a reminder, this is also sponsored by DraftKings. Step into a world of nonstop action on DraftKings Casino. Play the classics like blackjack, roulette, and slots, and enjoy exclusive games you can't find anywhere else. Right now, new customers get a deposit match up to $100 in casino credits when you deposit $5 or more. All you have to do is sign up, select the offer, make your deposit, and start playing from a full suite of games. Your way is the only way to play on DraftKings Casino. Play online on your time, in your space, and within your means. It's safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you're ready. So don't wait. Download DraftKings Casino app now. Sign up with promo code GIVEIT, and new customers get a deposit match up to $100 in casino credits when you deposit $5 or more. Only on DraftKings Casino with promo code GIVEIT. Remember, for help with gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. Please play responsibly in partnership with Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. All games regulated by the West Virginia Lottery. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. 21 plus, physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. One per opted-in new customer. Minimum $5 deposit, max $100 in casino credit, which require one-time playthrough within 7 days. See terms at casino.com.
And this podcast is also sponsored by EveryPlate. Balancing your busy to-do list this fall, get EveryPlate and reclaim your time with fewer grocery store trips and meals prepared in just 6 simple steps. They plan the meals and deliver pre-portioned ingredients to your door so you can spend less time meal prepping and more time taking a breather for your busy schedule. Want to get creative on your plate? Now you can customize meals to fit your cravings with a la carte available in EveryPlate Extras. Choose from a lineup of easy, delicious dishes like cherry glazed meatballs, panko crusted blue cheese chicken, and cheese steak sandwich, and then add sides and desserts to your liking, or combine a couple of your favorite recipes into one. Have a lot of mouths to feed, but not a lot of time for extra meal prep? Now you can cook once, eat twice, and enjoy more for less with Big Batch Faves, a new selection of family-sized options perfect for slow cookers, casserole dishes, and leftover-friendly portions. I love how EveryPlate saves me time when I'm cooking alone or with my partner. I love how their meals have a 31% lower carbon footprint on average than supermarket meals of the same portion. Plus, nearly all packaging materials are curbside recyclable in most areas in the U.S. So make the move and get started with EveryPlate for just $1.49 per meal by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code 49GIVE. I'll say it again. Get a meal for $1.49 by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code 49GIVE. That's up to $110 of value.
I have a dog from my previous relationship, and I started dating a new person who wants to start building a family. He wants us to spend all of our time together to do whatever we want to do, but I also have responsibilities with my dog. After the first month, he started convincing me that the dog is an obstacle for our relationship and that we can't have our time together. He said I should get rid of the dog by sending the dog back to my ex. I love my dog unconditionally, and I want it to be part of my life. He's telling me that I'm choosing a dog over a family and convinces me that I need a psychologist. Am I crazy? No.
What
Leave
the
your
fuck?
boyfriend or your man or whoever you're dating.
Is he jealous of a dog? Because that's what it sounds like. He's like, you're spending too much time with the dog. You're not showing me enough attention.
Or he's just not a dog person, but in that case, you still shouldn't want to be with this person. If you're not a dog person, if you're not a pet or an animal person, I don't want to be with you.
I mean, that's personal preference, but for us, yeah.
Right. But like if you're a pet person, like if you're an animal person, you have a dog, you obviously love your dog, your partner should be on board.
Like, do I think Kobe's inconvenient as fuck? 100%.
But would you ever say,
well, I was like
rid of
desperate when
Kobe?
I was talking. What?
I actually did date one guy before meeting you, and he was like, I don't think that dogs should be indoor animals. Like, I don't think dogs should be indoor dogs. And I was like, cool.
Well,
you should
that's
be
your opinion, dude.
An indoor person at my house, so
Yeah.
now you could leave.
I love that people like say things to other people is it to just like try to sway them into like,
well, of course, because when you
just
see
keep your
someone,
fucking opinion
you like
to
want this
yourself.
person to fit this mold because you want it to work. So of course, like a toxic person is going to try to change someone to like go towards their values and their morals and their wants. You know what I
Just
mean?
like outsider looking in on this, just can you imagine just seeing this guy and you're dating him or whatever, and he sees how much you love your pet, and he's like, you know what I'm gonna try to do? Convince her that the thing she loves is actually
a problem.
A problem.
That's my point. It's
What
like
a fucking prick.
people get in relationships and they don't align, but they're like, I'm going to change them. I'm going to, you know what?
Never works.
They're going to be different. They're going to change and I'm going to make them different and I'm going to make them just like me.
Okay, I have something to say.
What? It's your turn, John.
I would just like going off of what you said, when I hung out with the most girls, where girls actually wanted to hang out with me, was when I straight up in the beginning go, just to let you know, I'm cool with this. I love hanging out with you. I do not want to date anyone. I'm not in no position to date anyone. And that's when I had more girls hanging out with me than any other time in my life. And you know why? It's because I'm pretty sure that mentality of like, I could change this.
Oh, I was going to say, I was like, what does this have to do with the question at all? I'm like, we get it, John. You slayed pussy.
No, I'm just saying it's like,
we get it.
When I was the other way where I'm like, whatever you want, and like, how can you like happier? And more, it's like when you don't care, when you're just like, fucking, I'm gonna do what I want to do. You can't change me. You're laughing, but it's
who's laughing? Okay, sorry. I really wasn't listening. Continue. It's because the girls are like, oh, I'm going to change him. He's going to really like me.
right. And I think guys are the same way with women too.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm going to change this.
Right. Yeah.
That's like what I was getting at. Why'd you just lose your mind there?
Because I said, we got a John, you slayed pussy. And then I see Goo keel over in the back because he was your roommate at the time that this pussy slaying was going on.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't?
No.
Oh, so no one was around. Who can I ask, John? I'm just going to take it from the source. You were amazing out there in those streets. They miss you. They miss you. But too bad, guys. I got him now.
That's right. You're lucky.
Yeah. And you know why? Because I didn't try to change him. He said, I'm not looking for anything serious. And I said, fabulous. Me neither.
And I was like, well, hold up.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I may be able to accommodate to what you are looking for.
I may or may not now be looking for something serious. And I said, nope, still not.
You tricked me.
I didn't trick you.
You played the game. Touche.
Anyway, all in all, in conclusion, leave this guy. Keep your dog.
I don't even remember what the question was. Yeah. Dog definitely comes first. 100%.
Yes. Next question. My husband and I both work in law enforcement, where combined, we both make enough money to live a comfortable lifestyle. I'm a new mom and now have no desire for my career, as I saw and experienced everything you possibly could. I'd rather work part-time or even at a daycare to be with our child more, since I work 90% of the week. My husband doesn't want me to leave my job because his main concern is the pay cut, but I've explained to him that my mental health and happiness should come first. I'm willing to cut out certain things in my life, like shopping randomly on Amazon or to get rid of our 12 random paid subscriptions, but my husband seems like he won't meet me halfway just for the sole purpose of the money we are used to making now. I'm looking for advice from an outside perspective.
Two things. One, I totally understand, like, your mental health comes first, all that. Two, I don't think the random shopping sprees and removing your paid subscriptions are meeting halfway, though. I think there needs to be a little bit more of a negotiating on that.
I think that you can explain how expensive daycare is.
True.
And that alone is probably a portion of your salary. But again, I think like some people, and I know like you're like this, where you just think of like big picture, like you're not like, you have to almost see it itemized. And if that's what you need to
write
do,
it out.
Yeah, like write it out, like itemize it and like show your bills, show your expenses, show what you're currently paying, what you'll be making, and show like the differences and how, you know, you might have to change your lifestyle a little bit. But I think like once you actually write it out for him to see visually, it might
You also said part-time. I mean, the childcare alone is a lot. So if you're doing that and part-time, you know, something remote or whatever to kind of balance it out and reducing some of your expenses, I think that's more like understanding. For me, you're right though. Like writing it out, I'd be like, okay, this makes more sense.
Yeah.
Bringing me back down to earth, because I'd be like, we're going to lose the house. We don't have money for food.
Well, because like before moving to LA, you were like, we can't afford to live there. Like, it's too expensive. It's
technically, we still can't afford to live here.
Okay. It's not like we made a dumb financial decision. Like, we moved here being able to afford it. But like, you initially were very against it because you were just like, no, it's way more than we're paying now. And I had to like itemize the bills and show you like how we could afford it. And so I just think that sometimes like you have to explain it deeper. It's not just like a feeling, because I understand that like you can't just quit based off of a feeling. It has to be strategic.
It's also showing your motivation to, I don't know if motivation is the right word, but like you just saying something versus like
make a PowerPoint.
Yeah, being very proactive about it like shows like how serious you are.
Just like kind of like how
you just like saying something to me, complaining about something, whatever. You
right.
Like, I'm just gonna brush it off. I'm like whatever. But if you're like, listen, you break stuff down for me, like okay, she's really fucking serious. Got it. Let me think more on it.
Right. Yeah. I think do what they did in Step Brothers, make a PowerPoint, make a video, and just be like, this is why this would work. And then, you know, have the conversation after that.
Or you could be like, well, my mental health is a priority because if I don't quit this job, if you need therapy or whatever you need for a support system, and you could show them how much that's going to fucking cost too.
Or again, like, when you stay at home, let him know like the household tasks that you could take on, which like, again, if you're outsourcing a cleaner or if you're ordering in, like maybe you'll be able to cook from home more. I don't know. Just, you have to like itemize these things and physically show him that like you could make it work.
I think this was the best advice we ever gave.
Is it?
I don't know. We just came up with a lot of, I think it's the coffee.
I don't know. I mean, I think it was okay. I don't know if it was like the best.
Awesome. I bet you she chooses one of those.
Okay, great. I hope you do. Next question. I'm getting married this November, and so far, my fiance and I have been planning the wedding by ourselves without much help from our friends or family. No one on my side of the family has been supportive or helpful except for my dad. My sisters have shared that they don't want to help and that weddings are a waste of money. On top of all of that, my mom passed away a month ago, so my motivation has been really low. What advice do you have for someone who doesn't have any support from friends or from family when planning their wedding?
Obviously, sorry for your loss for your mother. That said, though, you shouldn't expect people to help you.
I was just going to say, I think I planned the wedding by myself. Like, your mom did like the rehearsal dinner and stuff like that, but like getting married was our decision. So to expect anyone to take their energy, their time,
I feel bad because I don't want to like attack this because I feel bad for the situation that just happened for it. But that mindset is a terrible mindset to have. You could say that about like, I bought a car, but I don't have friends or family help me pay for the
like
monthly
the couple
payments.
Who wrote in about like GoFundMe, and not that she's asking help for them paying for it. She's asking help planning for it. But like, time is money. Not
I bought a car, no one's
time.
helping me clean it.
Right. Or moving. Like, well, you chose a house and like none of my friends are going to help me move. Hire movers. Like, hire a wedding planner. If you can afford to get married and you have the stress of planning a wedding, there are wedding planners or wedding coordinators at every price point. And like, again, you don't have to get the most expensive planner, the most expensive coordinator, but like maybe get someone who's starting, like find someone in a wedding Facebook group in your local area, someone who's starting out in the wedding planning business who wants to build their portfolio. Like, you might be able to get someone at an affordable price. But I think to get annoyed at your friends and family who aren't stepping up, like, it's not on them. Like, they have lives too. And planning a wedding is a full-time job.
In conclusion, don't expect people to help you. That's what I'm saying.
Hire a wedding planner.
There you go.
My boyfriend and I had a threesome with another guy. At first, I wasn't really into the idea of introducing someone else into our relationship. However, seeing him enjoy himself really got me off. It's been a few months since we did it, and my boyfriend hasn't brought it up again. In fact, he said he wants to focus on us. I've started feeling more inclined to invite someone back, and I've had this idea about a guy I work with. I only want to sleep with him if my partner is there. I don't know if I should bring it up or leave it because I'm afraid my partner will worry that I want someone else. But really, I just enjoyed having a threesome with him. Any advice?
I like how he or she didn't say who the threesome was with. Was it with a male or a female?
It said another guy.
No, she wants to have it with another guy.
No, my boyfriend and I had a threesome with another guy.
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear that part.
The start of the question.
Okay, because then I would have been like, maybe it was with a woman the first time and he was cool with it. And now it's like, does she want to do it with a guy? And that's why he's not cool with it. I don't know.
No, this current relationship, they had a guy already in there. So now this relationship, they want to introduce, or she or he wants to introduce another guy into.
I don't know. Maybe he got it out of his system the first time. Maybe, did you guys talk about it after it happened? Like, you obviously got off. Did he enjoy himself though? Like, how do you know how does he feel about it? Because if he doesn't really want to do it, then I wouldn't really want to try to push him to do it.
I know, but
second time.
I guess who brought it up first in the relationship? But either way,
where's the information?
You guys already did have a threesome, so I feel like not bringing it up is off the table. Like, you already had a threesome, so it's something that you did in your relationship. So I feel like it's open. You could talk about it now, So
I'm assuming you could talk about it now, or did not go well for him.
So maybe just address and say, hey, how did you think that threesome went?
How long ago was it? A couple months though?
It's been a few months since we did it. So, if your boyfriend hasn't brought it up again, I think that you can still bring it up. My only concern is that you have this idea about having a threesome with the guy that you work with, that I don't know that I would do. Someone that you work with.
Oh yeah, definitely not. No, I vote no 100% on that.
Right.
That'd be horrible, because what if it does go bad? What if it goes good? Well, because then what? Then you see this guy all the time. You're like, I know what you look like naked. I enjoyed it.
I just think slippery slope. But if you're interested in having another threesome, I think that you
need to at least have the conversation, because you're going to constantly be thinking about it.
Right.
I don't know how that combo is going to go.
I wouldn't be worried about it though. I wouldn't say that you have a specific person in mind already, because then your boyfriend might think oh, you've been thinking about this person. I would just say, how do you think it went last time? Would you be open to doing it again?
But I would also not choose a coworker. No. That is, no. I don't think that's okay at all. I don't think that's fair to your partner. No, I wouldn't do that.
Also, again, maybe your partner will be open to it, but I just think you're not going to know unless you bring it up to them. But
even if your partner's open to it, I'm saying do not use a coworker or a guy that you've been
thinking about.
Yeah, because then you might catch feelings. Cool. Next question.
Next question. My wife's best friend is 33 and single, and she's been looking for a serious relationship for quite some time. She has everything going for her: looks, successful career, homeowner, etc. But she just can't lock anyone down. My wife and I have been trying to figure out why. My thoughts are that she always sleeps with the guy within a couple of days of meeting or the first couple of dates. Men don't want that. If women really give it up that easily, they're not wifey material. Hence why she can't lock anyone down. My wife thinks otherwise. Should our friend stop putting out so quickly or continue to do what she's doing until the right one shows up?
It's so fucking irrelevant. I like how this guy's guys don't like them. Who the fuck are you? Who are you? Are you speaking for the whole male population?
Right.
You fuck?
Guys don't want that. Maybe you don't want that.
It also depends on every guy's situation, where they are in life. Look at us.
Look at us. I didn't wait.
We didn't wait.
First date, second date, and here we are.
Yeah. Maybe that's what helped solidify.
Right. I think because again, just because people don't connect, it's not just because of physical. I like how he's just because she put out, or because maybe she has some emotional trauma, or maybe the guys who she's dating are just trash.
Or maybe she didn't put out.
Well,
maybe that's why they want to be with her. You don't know. They're assuming shit. I'm more on this dude by just being so matter of fact.
Right.
Somebody that's that closed-minded is not somebody that I would want to have a friendship with. I'd be you just don't see anything else but your own fucking view on things.
And I like how all the problems as to why she can't lock down a man are her fault.
Or sexual.
Or exactly, why is it all physical? And maybe her
she
standards.
Could be annoying as fuck.
And maybe because she's 33, she's a homeowner, she's successful, her standards are just high, and she doesn't want to be with a little bitch of a man who thinks that if she can't sleep with someone on the first date, that he's oh, you're not wifey material. Fine, go fuck yourself. I don't want to date you anyway.
Or maybe she talks about politics on the first date. You don't know.
Again, or maybe she's just filtering out little bitches.
What is the question? What they should say to her?
My wife thinks otherwise. Should our friend stop putting out so quickly or continue to do what she's doing until the right one shows up?
How about it's none of your fucking business? First off, why the fuck are you even are you that bored that you're so concerned about someone else's life and their relationship? Worry about you and your fucking like Warhammer games or whatever the fuck you do on the side. Like, just like chill the fuck out.
Right.
Let her live her life. Unless she's like, hey guys,
Well,
help me.
They wrote that she's looking for a serious relationship. But again,
Cool.
like,
Is she asking you your fucking opinion on why she can't find someone?
right. But that's my point, is like, maybe it's because her standards are so high when it comes to like who she's looking for mentally and emotionally in a man, that she also just wants to get laid in the process. Like, she's probably like, I'm single, I want to get fucked too. And then I'm not going to lock down these men. I'm just going to use them. And then what is the difference? Like, if a guy was doing this, like, hooking up with women.
Well,
and then,
no one said there's a difference. I wouldn't go down that train
no,
of
but
like,
he's saying men don't want that. Okay, well, maybe women don't want that. Like, maybe she's like,
which that's probably true, but that's irrelevant though, because that's not.
no, I'm not saying that he's saying that, but what I'm saying is, would someone be writing in this question if roles were reversed? Like, my best friend, 33, single guy, he's super successful, he's hot, but he just sleeps with women on the first date. But like, you know what I mean? Like, women don't want that, and that's why you can't lock them down. Like,
I'd be just as annoyed with her. I'd be like, go, what the, like, why do you care what the fuck he's doing? Yeah.
Why do you care?
Both are the same. It's just like how the question's read, whether it was a male or a female, like, whatever. This is like none of your goddamn business.
If women give it up that easily, they're not wifey material. I'm fucking married.
I also just hate how he just wrote the question. Like, I could see this person writing it, like acting like he knows exactly what I'm talking about. I think we gave this guy enough a hard time, but I will say this, benefit of the doubt, if she is asking him, like, your comment's pretty ignorant, but like if she did ask his opinion, then I can kind of see if like maybe he's trying to figure out what kind of advice to give her.
I don't know, but he literally wrote, my wife thinks otherwise. Like, his wife agrees with us that like, that's not the reason why she's not locking someone down, but that's what he thinks.
Okay, I'm not going to say every guy, like he's not going to speak for every male on earth, but like, yeah, I could see that being an issue for certain guys. Sure. I could see it being an issue if she's not putting out for certain guys. Again, we don't know if it's a sexual reason or if it's maybe she's just annoying as fuck, or maybe like she's cheap. I don't know. Like, it could be a bunch of different reasons. We don't know. But the main thing here
or have nothing to do with her and everything to do with the men that she's dating and choosing.
Sure. It could be her. It could be the guys. Who cares? Either way, I think if she didn't ask you, then it's none of your fucking business.
And it's not like your problem to solve either.
End conclusion.
Next question.
Before you say the next question, I just want to say, guys, we love your questions. Keep sending them in. Send us off the wall questions. Send whatever you want,
Any topic.
Any topic. And also like, subscribe, and email. Give me all those reviews. 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. Alex, take it away.
Let's go. Okay.
That was the most, let's go.
What do you want me to say?
A little more like,
let's go.
Let's get it.
I like how you tell me not to yell and lose my voice, but it's like.
Well, you can lose your voice now, because then once we're done with the podcast, it could heal. But you were just like chatty catty earlier. I'm like, you're straining your voice.
I still need to go to a speech pathologist to learn how to properly use my voice.
SLP, respect, rehab, go.
Next question. I'm going through a very unplanned pregnancy with a guy I barely know. We only had sex once. We both don't want to start anything between us solely because we have a baby on the way. And because of this, we agreed to not have sex again or to be romantic at all so we could have a healthy co-parenting relationship. I naturally have a high libido and pregnancy has multiplied that times 1,000,000. I've been craving attention and intimacy during this time, but I'm doing this alone. Although the father has been incredible, all things considered, I absolutely hate not having a romantic partner to boost my confidence with compliments, sex, etc. I know it's not an exact parallel, but what do you guys do during dry seasons or when one of you wants sex more than the other?
Alex wants sex more than me for the past like 7 years. I mean, I just do what I'm told really at this point.
So what do we do? Jon likes to be like, I have all the control. I have the power.
And then Alex attacks me.
Yeah, literally.
I think more so the question should be like, with this guy, I think it's great what you guys are doing but at the same time, it's like, you kind of already...
My thing is like,
had sex.
This sounds like such a familiar story. Was there not a movie about like a couple who they knew that they weren't going to be together, but she was pregnant? And I don't want to say knocked up. The Notebook?
Dear John.
No.
50 Shades of Grey.
I just feel like this is a familiar story where like the woman is pregnant and they're not going to be together, but like she's so horny during her pregnancy that she's like, dude, I just like want to fuck. Like we're not going to be together, but like I need to have sex with you. I can't think of what it is, or unless like this is just another question that maybe we had at some point. But either way, what is the harm of just sleeping with the father of your baby again? Also, not that I'm an
Unless
expert.
you're not sexually attracted to each other, but if you guys already
and just making it more of like a maintenance thing and just being like, listen, I just like close your eyes, don't cry for a minute. Just
I'm
let
having deja vu.
Close your eyes. I just need you to enter me. But I think again, I don't know, I'm not a medical professional, but what I've heard is that being sexually active during your pregnancy is also good for delivery, baby purposes, your mental health. I don't fucking know all the reasons. I just think that like you had sex one time without it necessarily being like emotional. Just don't get attached and just be like, but are you more concerned about like him sleeping with other people then? Because maybe that's what it is. Like maybe
True.
you don't want to hold him back from dating other people.
I think you guys seem like you already have like a really good communication going right now, like as like a structure. I think bring it up and talk to him about it and see what his thoughts are. If this is something you're willing to do, I wouldn't necessarily go around and like try to hook up with random people while I'm pregnant. I mean, I'm not a female, so I don't really know much on that space, but
how like, I don't know. I would feel like it's so unfair if like I'm going through 9 months of like holding on this baby, like not fucking around. And like, she has needs too. And he's just
if you're
like,
gonna be a supportive
cool.
partner, like, or co-parent, like get in there, buddy.
That's what I mean. I'd be like, listen, just 9 months, like, and then we could go our separate ways and co-parent, but like, we might as well just be friends with benefits during this time. Friends with benefits. That's literally what it is. Like, you could still be friendly. It doesn't have to be romantic. Like, we've all had friends with benefits at some point, and then you just cut them out, like you appreciate each other for the purpose that they serve, and it's sexual. And if he doesn't agree with that, there's toys that you could get.
So, but like, I don't know if you know this or not, but like, what about if she's using like toys and having an orgasm? Does that help the pregnancy, or does it have to be like a connection and chemistry that helps?
Like literally talk to your OB. Like,
all right, so you have no idea.
No, I don't know. But what I've heard is, continuing to do it while you're pregnant is a good thing. Someone write in. Someone in the comments.
Someone tell us.
Let us know what the benefits.
Because the best thing for her, if it is just an orgasm, just use toys. But if it's not,
no, it's not an orgasm, John. Like it's not like getting off, but like sexual intercourse. John's like, yeah, flick that clit, girl. Like, no, there's other like benefits. I'm sure it's probably also just like connecting. With your partner.
You don't fucking know.
You're right.
You don't know. You're not a
don't.
healthcare professional. I'm not really anymore, and I also don't know anything about that space. But I would say if it is just an orgasm, toys first. If it's not, then go to the safest thing, that guy, the co-parent.
I think first, true.
Just based on what I'm saying, just like if it is that.
Do whatever you're comfortable with. If you really don't want to sleep with this guy, like that you have like toys as an option as well.
If that gives you the same health benefits.
Or just like, again, I don't fucking know.
Talk to your OBGYN.
But I guess she asked us, like, what do we do during dry seasons? I don't allow there to be dry seasons.
You're asking the wrong person.
But hopefully we were helpful a little bit. I don't know.
We should probably study up.
There's so many topics to study on.
I know.
We can't know everything.
We can't know anything. We can't know everything.
And also that's why like we say that we give mediocre advice. Like if we studied up on everything, we'd give too much good advice.
Mediocre, non-binding advice, like so we can't get sued. You know what I'm saying? Like
these are just suggestions. We're not like actual
Don't
therapists.
actually do what we tell you what to do. Or do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. Next question. What do you do when your partner's definition of everything in moderation is different from yours? My boyfriend and I have been together for 4 years. He's always been into fitness and a healthier lifestyle since I met him, and he chose to be with me even though I'm clearly not as into health and fitness as he is. I'm not unhealthy, but I'm not exactly a fit person either. I do want to be a healthier version of myself, but I find myself battling in the diet department with him a lot. To me, my diet isn't really bad. Sure, I'll have a soda or a candy bar every so often, but nothing crazy, and we never keep anything of that sort in our apartment. I will get cravings for certain things sometimes, but I can never get these things unless I'm alone or without him making me feel guilty for it. I know it's coming from a place of him wanting the best for me, but I also know he's afraid that it's going to slide downhill and let myself go if I give in to these wants. And he's afraid that he may also go down the same path since he has little self-control around unhealthy foods. This feels controlling and hurtful a lot of the time, and I feel like I'm already indulging a little so that he should back off, but he clearly sees it differently. Any thoughts and advice on what to do from here? And before you sing communication at me, I've tried to talk to him about this multiple times. Number one, we can sing communication because it's
communication.
important. I mean, Jon can sing it.
You guys have already talked about it. You're going to do what you want. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're going to do whatever you want to do. You're trying to like justify your actions in here. And if that's how you feel, then be that way. And he's going to be who he is and what he's going to do. But I will say this, if he has, like, if you kept that
low
stuff,
self-control.
yeah, like, then you also have to think about him in that scenario too. Like, if he doesn't want it in the house because he's going to gorge himself,
right?
then
Like, is that
you can
keeping
do what you want to do
in the house with an alcoholic? I don't know though. Like, food, like, from a female perspective who's like also married to someone who you eat healthy, you keep yourself in check, like we both do, but like I love fucking treats. Like I keep ice cream and like I don't, again, probably similar to you. Like when you're talking about it, I'm like, this is probably like us. Like we have some treats around, like we don't go crazy on the snack department, but like when I have a chocolate craving, like I'm going to go and eat some chocolate. But what's
your self-control issue? Is it really that, we don't know. Cause we don't have an issue that we'll have a treat once in a while.
No, but that's what she's explaining. She's like, I just give in sometimes.
What's his?
Right. But him, I would explain to him and just be like, well, this is my snack drawer. If you can't control yourself, that's not my problem. Like, again, it's not an illegal substance that she's keeping around and like throwing in his face.
People have addictions. Maybe he has
but
a
was
food
it an
addiction.
addiction in the past? Like
we don't know, but
it sounds like he's just guilt tripping her for her unhealthy decisions. I'm sorry, like if I'm starting my period, like and you come at me for making a whole bowl of ice cream and a brownie and a cookie, like I'm just gonna chop your head off. Like I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna eat whatever the fuck I want to eat. Like it's all about balance and moderation. To your point,
I'm not gonna brush off the fact that he has self-control issues because we don't actually know.
Then get a lockbox and put your treats in there, and then
true
get a safe. Put your treats in there and say, boyfriend, if you actually have issues with going down a slippery slope and like you don't have any self-control, then I'm only responsible for my diet and I'll put my snacks in a separate area that you don't have access to. But like you can't control what I'm gonna consume. Sure. Like that is on me. And
no one should control anyone else. Like I get that. Like I said, you're gonna do what you want to do. Either way. But like if he's got an issue, like you do have to kind of help out in that department.
But there's a difference between like keeping each other in check about like going on a health journey together.
I'm separating those.
Versus
him saying
like
that stuff
being
is
controlling and guilt tripping someone for indulging in a little
guilt
treat.
tripping, but you don't actually know
That's what she wrote. That's what she wrote.
But maybe she needs to look at if it's an actual issue. Maybe he's not actually guilt tripping her. He's actually has a problem and he's like, please don't, like, if you get that food, I'm going to fucking eat it and I'm going to like gain 40 pounds or whatever. You know, you don't know. I mean, unless you actually ask him, and we don't know if he actually does have a problem or not.
I know that.
But I am separating that from the other stuff because him like saying shit to you and about working out, whatever, like, again, that's on you to do it if you want to do it.
I think solution is to separate your treats from him in a place where he won't feel a lack of self-control.
Right.
And explain to him, I know that you don't want us to sing communication, but communicate to him that this is for you and your life, your cravings, you can indulge when you want. Like,
yeah, like get off my back, you know?
Yeah, like it's not impacting him.
You can be like, I'm going to do what I want. If you don't like it, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're not going to change me.
Especially with just like when it comes to diet and stuff like that, like, don't try to control. Like that's not, if I'm not doing something that is like hurting someone else, that is actually harming myself, like lay the fuck off. It's just how I feel. Next question. Here's my ridiculous dilemma. I've been living happily in my current house for over 8 years now by myself. When I first moved in and for several years after, I got along well with my neighbors and had no complaints. Fast forward to December of 2022, I started getting phone calls from my neighbor who's been married for close to 30 years. Keep in mind that we only have each other's numbers saved for emergencies, and we don't have any other reason to communicate via phone. One day, I got a phone call from the husband and answered. He said nothing, but I could hear what was definitely sex in the background. I looked outside my window to see that his wife was gone, and I assumed he was alone. So I hung up immediately and brushed it off. Since then, he has called me at least 10 times, and every time I answer, I hear moaning and other sex sounds. From what I've gathered, he is watching porn. When I say hello, there is never a response, just noise. I can't figure out if he's doing it on purpose or if his phone is somehow butt dialing me. I've been alone every time a phone call comes through and no one has witnessed these calls. I tell people about it and I'm sure they think I'm crazy since I can't record the calls, but I do have missed calls as proof. I've reached out to his son about it and have considered reaching out to his wife as well because it's absurd that this keeps happening. After a few times, I just stopped answering. I've sent text saying, "Hey neighbor, I have a missed call from you. Is everything okay?" And he'll respond with, "So sorry, my phone is whacked. Must have been a butt dial." When I see him in person, he doesn't act strange in any way. He's just a normal 60-something-year-old harmless dude. I just can't imagine this guy would call me on purpose while watching porn and then act completely normal when we see each other in person. Keep in mind, their driveway is right next to my bedroom window, and I see them outside often. I've been trying to avoid him, and it's very awkward. I would be thrilled to hear your reaction. Do you guys think it's happening intentionally, or he's somehow accidentally butt dialing me while he's watching porn?
And it's every time his wife's gone.
I don't know. I guess she said that that was the first time.
It's happened multiple times.
Right.
No, it's not a coincidence. This is what I want to tell you to do is not a safe option for you.
What do you mean? What's a not safe option?
You're alone. You live by yourself. You don't have anyone around but yourself. So you confronting this guy or you telling his wife or telling his son puts you in harm's way. I'm trying to figure out like what she can do to like notify. I don't think police would do anything about it because he's not. If he's harassing you, but where's the proof? You know, so
normally my radar would go up if I felt like this was something to be worried about, but for some reason it's not. I'm just like, this is a stupid old man.
And the other thing I wanted her to do is like, I would get a gun and just stand in my window, and when you saw him like look at you, just be like,
but like, have you had like weird feelings around him before? Like, I don't know. I just feel like I could be writing this off and be super naive, but I just think like old people and technology, like, what is your name?
Alex, old, he's in his 60s.
Because listen, but like maybe he's like, maybe your name is Priscilla and he's like Pornhub.com and like he's typing in your name. Like, I don't know. I just don't feel like, you think it's like a fetish?
He's not geriatric. You're 67. The guy's cognitive, sound and mind. He's driving, he's working, he's doing whatever, all these things. He's not incompetent. Like, he knows what he's doing.
But think about like our parents using their phones. Like, I just feel like sometimes like they don't know how to use their phones.
How is it her who's getting the call?
When I FaceTime my mom, like, and my mom's in her 50s, she can't even like turn the camera around sometimes.
Your radar scares me.
I mean,
your fight or flight radar.
I don't know him and I don't see what he looks like. And not that you should judge a book by its cover, but like, you know, some people just give you a feeling. Like, what is your gut telling you? Is your gut telling you? Always trust your gut, you know?
Definitely always trust your gut. So obviously you're spooked.
Right.
But what should she do? Like, what could she honestly do? You could always tell the police what's going on, so at least they have a record of it.
Or
I would.
You could just call out your neighbor. Like, you can put him on the spot. I'm
looking at the safest option for you have no one around but yourself. Like, cover your ass. I would at least tell the police about this. That way, if this guy does something, there's a record of it.
And again, like, you don't have to. It is always good to like have a trace. That way, like, there's a history of knowing that this is a pattern or whatever. God forbid. Again, that is very true crime of you, Jon.
I can go very dark. What if this guy kidnaps you? No one knows where the fuck you are, and they're like, who is the most likely suspect?
No, this
your neighbor who's a fucking psycho.
This question
watching Pornhub is calling you.
Like Disturbia with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah,
we've brought up that movie now. Like, well, this is the second time, I guess, but that's a good movie.
You're upsetting me that your radar's not going off.
I mean, I just
get some protection, lock and load, baby.
I do think the worst in most situations, but I don't know. I just feel like this guy's like bad at technology. But again, protect yourself, file a report, just be like, hey, I get these creepy calls from my neighbor. But I just do think like get to the root of the problem then and just be like, hey, Steve, I fucking hear your porn in the background. Like, call him out, really. You know what I mean? But like maybe when you have a friend,
like scary shit on his doorstep.
What scary shit?
I don't know, like a voodoo doll or something. Something where he's like, who's leaving this shit at my house? Is somebody trying to get me? And then he's like paranoid that somebody's trying to like attack him, and then he's focused on that instead, you know? You know what I'm saying?
I'm just trying to think like, okay, what would I actually do in this situation? I'm getting a call several times. Like what would I do? You
and I would be different because I would need to know, is this a prank or not? I would call him and be like, hey, just so you know, I hear like sex in the background when you call me. Do you know you're calling me? Just straight call him out because you'll know immediately. Actually, no. As
go to his door.
I would do this. I would not want, whatever this is sex or not, I wouldn't want a single female to do anything like this by themselves. Me personally, you see them all the time outside. I would be like, hey, Billy, I noticed I'm getting a lot of calls from you, and somebody's just getting their fucking
railed. Yeah.
Is that you purposely calling me during that?
Right. And I'd be like, Billy, keep it behind closed doors, but like maybe block my number, delete my number because I don't want to hear it.
You're saying like a joking way.
Yeah, like you're distracting me, Billy. Like I don't want to tell your wife, keep whatever behind closed doors, but like don't involve me. Something like that. But I would actually
say it in front of his wife.
You need to do it in a way where like you feel protected. You know, and that's what I mean. Like you're saying that he's a harmless dude.
He's
like,
not.
You don't think? I don't know.
No, he's not. Defend yourself. Protect yourself. Do a statement with the police. Tell your family. Tell your friends. Because don't assume shit. If you were to get kidnapped, who are they going to fucking go to first? I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck. My mom from day one literally said, if you get in the car with a stranger, you're dead. Fight outside the car. My radar is so high. Ain't no one taking me. Ain't nobody taking me.
No, we know, Jon.
Take Krav Maga or whatever.
Krav Maga.
Self-defense course. There's fucking crazy people out there.
I know, but like, how does she address it? Like, also, I would try to get proof. Like, the next time he calls you, like, have another try to record it from another phone or your computer. Like, I would want some physical proof that screen record it. Like, you could screen record on your phone when he calls.
When there's a call?
Yeah, I think so. And then I don't know if I actually don't know if that records audio though. If you screen record while your phone is on a phone call, but try to get any other like a camera or something going. But I don't know. I think that there's got to be, I don't know, honestly, how I would approach this person, but other than calling him out.
All right. We don't need to repeat everything. I just said it 5 times what to do. You know what to do. We told her.
But what did she do?
Oh my God. File a police report. Get a gun. Take karate classes. Tell your family. Tell your friends. Leave it at that. I would not approach him. No, not by yourself. Get a friend with you. Get multiple friends with you and then call him out on it. You might embarrass the shit out of him. He might be like, you'll know right from his face.
In conclusion, do what Jon said.
100%. All right. Done. You like always have like the worst question or like the one that's like the most crazy as the last question always. Instead of like starting out, now you ended and I'm like, now I'm in like this fight or flight mode right now.
You can blame him.
I blame Goo. Does he put it in order?
That was the only one that I actually answered not last because there was one more question, but this podcast has gone on for too long. So whenever I don't answer one, like we just move it to the next week.
I'm going to feel so bad actually. If this guy actually literally did butt dial you, he's some poor old guy and he has like SWAT team at his door. He's like, oh, what?
That's what I mean. I'm like, I don't know.
But you know what? Safety first. If there's a possibility.
I just don't know that I would like be that alarmed by someone like, he's just like trying to get off.
So you're like, oh, he's just trying to get off to the sound of me breathing on the phone?
And just be like, Steven, I fucking hear you. Like, stop jerking off and calling me. I'm going to call the police. Say that the next time he calls you.
Fine.
Be like, I'm going to tell your wife. That would have probably spooked him more than you saying I'm going to call the police.
Any of those things bringing attention negatively to him could put you in harm's way.
All right. Well, we already did in conclusion.
Okay.
So moving on.
Icks,
Jon. Give me
your
ick.
Icks. My icks are 1, you left the stove on last night. I was not part of that at all. And somehow you turned it back on me. Like there's partially a reason that I did something is why the stove's on. Like you couldn't just take full responsibility for your wrongdoings. When I left the stove on, I was like, shit, you're right. My bad. I almost killed us. But you were like, no. You were cleaning the kitchen.
No, because
you could have smelled. I don't even know how you smell it.
So the pot, like I made dinner and I had it on low simmer And so when we were finished with dinner, you were cleaning up the kitchen. You took the pot off. Like you were still eating dinner. So I had it on low simmer and you cleaned the kitchen. So I would.
There's no flame. I would have saw the flame. There's no flame.
Well, then maybe it like blew out.
Now you're just.
Why would
you just like not? Just take the blame.
No, because it's 50%. Like I turned it on when I was cooking dinner.
You're saying you're only taking 50% blame for that?
Yeah, because you're the one who was cleaning up the kitchen. You took the pot off the stove. Like again, when I'm cleaning, I like to make sure everything's off. I turn everything off, like because you're cleaning the stove, you're cleaning the oven.
When do you ever? Wait. You're saying you clean the stove every time you cook?
I wipe everything down.
I never do that.
I don't lift all the grates up every time, but like I'm wiping down the whole front of it. Like
no, I never do that.
Or around it, and you don't look. So like I'm only taking 50% because I was the one who turned it on and cooked dinner.
Well,
but because you were the one who
taking 50%.
moved it, and you also are the one who always eats last. Like you took extra servings, like in a warm container. So like. Is it really 100% my fault? No, I'll take 50% of the blame.
I won't even take 0.01% blame at all.
I think you should.
Other thing about that, my question is, what exactly do the carbon monoxide alarms do then?
Apparently not propane.
So we'll just die.
Because I woke up and as like we're getting ready.
Did you have a headache or anything?
To go to the gym? No, but it was like when I'm in the closet, I smelled it in the closet and I was like, propane, and like it's not close to the kitchen. The closet is not close, but I was like, knowing that it was throughout the house, I was like, fuck.
That's crazy. I must have horrible like nostrils. I can't smell anything but your rancid ass farts.
Cool, Jon. But you've had COVID in the past. I don't think if you could smell my farts, then I don't think COVID affected. I think it's just like such a faint propane smell.
I guess.
But like, I guess the house is like big enough square footage that it didn't kill us. But I'm like, could we have died from propane? I guess if like you lit a match or if you farted, then the whole house would have gone up in flames.
True.
So
I have one more ick, but I'm gonna say
don't worry, guys. Like we opened all the doors, we opened all the windows, we like cleared it out. But I do think you should take partial blame for sure.
Absolutely not. What's your ick?
It's that you don't take any blame for things that you should. Like you just can't own up to like, you know.
I literally go, when I left it on last time, I go, my bad. That's 100% my fault.
You turned it on. You know?
I actually did something that involved
and like I wasn't involved in that at all. Like you were still involved in this. So like
I am so over this. What's your ick? What's your ick?
Oh, you know what my ick is that I realized that when you're gone and like it's just me and Kobe sleeping in bed, I sleep like such a fucking vampire. Like I don't move, and so I have to do zero to no work the next morning except just pull over the sheet on my side of the bed. So like you're the one who destroys the entire bed throughout the night.
I hate that you tuck the sheets in. I sweat. I want the sheets completely off. I want my feet out of the blanket because I sweat. I need a pillow between my legs, pillow between my arms, and I need back support.
Cool.
I wish you would let me lean up against you.
Is that like my like making the bed while you were gone was so easy and nice and pleasant because I'm like, gosh, I'm such a good sleeper. And I have to sleep with this animal when he's back and have to fucking do 18 hours of making the bed because all the sheets are tangled.
I have one more ick.
Great.
And I'm gonna tread lightly on this because this was a very sensitive ick. The other day, Alex and I went to the gym. We're both on the Stairmaster. Our plan was to do our legs that day, work out our legs. Got it. Okay. I go over to the squat rack. She's still working. She's still doing the Stairmaster. I go, hey, you want to work out with me? Do you want to do this squat rack?
We both knew we were doing legs together. Yeah. Okay. So that's the plan.
I get on squat rack. I do my first set, 45 on each side. I was going to go up to a 25 next. Alice comes over, does her set of 45, and she's like, let me go again at 45 and a 10. That way we're on the same page. I'm like, we're not going to be on the same page.
You got this all wrong already. You have to like tell the exact map. Like the fact that you don't even remember, this is like where the fight stemmed from, is because you did not even, like you were trying to make an argument for something that like didn't make sense. Like, so you got on the squat rack before me. You started on a 45. And so I come over and I'm like, okay, I usually start on the 35. But when we do legs together, you know, you'll start on a 35 with me. That way we don't have to like take the weights off and on and off and on. We just like gradually add as we go. So usually we start on a 35. So I had asked, like, can I just put it down to 35 and then I'll do 45 right after so that we could go up in increments together. And you were like, no, I already started. Like I did a set. And I said, I know, but let me just do 2 in a row so that we're on the same path. And you were like, no, I already started. So I put down the 35, then you put on a 45 with a 10, and I had to go back down to a 45, and then you went 45, 25, and then had to go 45, 10. So I was always one behind you.
First off,
and I was trying to get on the same cadence as you.
The 45 and the 10 I put on was for you. I didn't want to do that. I put the 10s on because I thought that's what you wanted. I was trying to jump to 45 and a 25. Your math doesn't add. Your math doesn't math because either way, I've been doing legs without you, so I have leveled up since doing legs with you.
But
okay?
that's why then I said, you know what? Fuck this. You clearly want to do legs by yourself. I'm going to go walk away and do my own leg workout.
And this is where the story is different because now we're not talking to each other, doing legs. We're both testy with each other. I know when Alex gets like this, to leave her alone.
Gets like this.
So yeah, I'm like, I'm going to leave you alone. So she does a 45 and a 25 on each side. Normally, like I'll spot when she asks me to spot. I don't want to be near her now because I know she's gonna get mad.
You always pay attention while I'm squatting. Anything over a 45, you're like always behind me.
I'm not gonna assume you want me to help you.
Always. And so I knew that you were purposely not looking. You were like, I'm gonna go walk over and get some water and leave my wife, who I love, to fucking struggle.
Don't make yourself look so good.
You left me.
You were so pissed.
You always pay attention because I know that like,
okay.
on a normal
Alex,
day,
when you
like me, you want to help me. And then
I always want to help you,
no,
but I'm not going to assume.
That's not true.
Also, I was right behind Alex.
John?
I just so happened to be looking down at my cell phone at that point in time.
Because you did it on purpose. You were like, I'm going to purposely not pay attention.
No, I did. Anyways,
you
I'm on
did.
my phone. I'm on Instagram, whatever.
I swear.
I look up. Alex is halfway down in a squat, and her face is red, and she's like shaking, trying to bring the bar up. I'm like, oh fuck. And as I get to her, typical Alex, she's like, I don't need help from you at all, and like then racks it.
Yeah.
Gets off
because I got strong
walks
legs.
away and leaves me. So I doubled down in the argument by taking a picture of all the shit she left over at the squat rack. I go, don't worry, I'll pick up all your stuff. And then from that point on,
the weights that you also use.
your towel, all that. That said, we had so much stuff to do that day. We didn't talk for like 6 hours that day. And then every time we tried to have a conversation.
That's not true. It wasn't 6 hours, but it was within like 30 minutes that you were like, what? So you're not going to talk to me all day? And I'm like, well, now I'm not. You're fucking annoying. Just like leave me alone.
Anyways.
You purposely let me struggle.
So my ick is our communication.
You're my ick again.
Our communication was off between both of us. I'll definitely take some blame for that.
No, because you purposely were just being annoying.
No,
like
your math
we
didn't
always
add up.
go up at the same increments.
But we don't anymore.
But you squatted that 10
I'm getting stronger.
on the 45. I'm getting stronger, Alex. I really am.
Okay.
I have big boy legs now. Well, then work out legs on your own. Like if you don't want to work out with me and you're going to make it inconvenient, then we shouldn't work out together.
No, I like working out with
fuck
you.
you.
All right, I'm going to read a review.
After that, we just end every podcast in a fight.
We'll say something nice. No, but like, I'm sorry for our fight. I'm sorry that it ruined our day of not being productive. We didn't get shit done.
I agree. Was it on the bad day that the podcast was fucking up? I don't think so.
No, it was just, so it was double. I think it was back-to-back days. It was like the day before that. I'm like.
When it rains, it pours.
I know.
But I'm sorry too.
Okay, I love you. Anyways. New review. 5 stars by Nat Hydock. Best podcast ever. I look forward to listening to y'all's podcast every Tuesday. I love that you guys are so relatable on this podcast with your relationship. My wife and I always talk about how important communication is. So I love when you guys sing communication. Keep up the hilarious work.
Amazing.
Thank you, Nat.
Thank you.
Guys, again, love your comments. Like, subscribe, email, comment.
5 stars. We only read 5-star reviews. So if you want us to read them, 5 stars, guys. And if you want to email us, you can reach us at hello@giveittomestraightpodcast.com. Go into our show notes to anonymously reach us and ask a question about anything. And you can find us at Give It To Me Straight Podcast on all the social medias. And we will see you next week.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Bye.